Over the past 14 years, I have made some great investments together with many terrible ones. Let's talk about some of my best and worst stock over the past decade of investing, and more importantly, what I learned from them. Hi guys, Stanley here. I'm the co-founder of Value Invest Asia. We are a publishing portal providing you with stock analysis and market news. Personally, I have been investing in the stock market for over the past 14 years, and I have experimented with different types of investing strategy. I started as a deep value investor looking for very undervalued stock in the market. I was not that successful with that and ended up investing in many value traps. Value traps are companies that look cheap financially, but they are cheap for a reason. Typically, they lack growth in the market, or it could be just a poorly managed company. I have also tried investing in cyclical companies looking for the inflection point where they can turn around. That strategy was not sustainable for me, as I found out being successful in finding turnaround companies, you have to be exceptionally good in market timing, and you will need to have a good understanding of the supply and demand relationship in a particular industry. It was basically just too hard for me. I also tried investing in ultra high growth company looking for the next Alibaba or Amazon. I have mixed results on this, but it just involved too much effort on my part to keep finding this company. So after years of experimenting, I settled down on a strategy that worked well for me. These days, I mostly focus on high quality businesses that has a good growth prospect. I can have a safe portfolio that does not really require much monitoring from me. In this way, I can truly create a passive income rather than spending so much time on investing that it becomes just a second job for me. Thus, over my many experiments and change of investment style, these are my best and worst investment and what I learned from them. Before we start, if you're new to the channel, remember to press the like button. It will greatly motivate me to keep doing this video for you. And remember to subscribe to our channel to get notified on our next video. Now, let's talk about my best and worst investment ever. Number 1, Shopify. This is by far the best investment I have made by a wide margin. I bought this company back on 31st March 2016 at a price of $28 per share. It has risen about 35 times to more than $900 per share today. Shopify is a SaaS company which helps merchants set up an e-commerce site. Apart from helping you create the website, it has tons of features to help you manage the business as well, such as inventory management, payment to customer service. And with the rise of the e-commerce adaptation over the past decade, this company has also seen its share price shot through the roof. However, the issue here is when I first invested in this company, I don't see this company any different from all the other high growth stock that I was investing in. I actually fear for the long-term future of this company, as its key competition like Amazon is already so dominant in the market. In fact, there are many other stocks which I was more optimistic about, yet the result on those stocks are nowhere near what I got from Shopify. Some of them even end up losing money for me. From this experience, I learned that just because we are optimistic about a stock at that point of time when we invest in it, it might not always turn out to be our best performer. Sometimes we might even lose money on them. And stocks that we might not be very optimistic about, like Shopify for me, might surprise us. That is why I tend to have a more diversified portfolio than most people, and I try to have at least about 20 companies in my portfolio. I will also size the purchase evenly regardless of how optimistic or excited I am with a stock. Because I know that my feeling shouldn't be the best thing to guide me in my investment. I want to have a more systematic approach to managing my portfolio, especially when it comes to investing in this type of high growth but yet unprofitable businesses. Having a more diversified portfolio can help reduce risk in your portfolio. And lastly, the experience reinforced in me the importance of holding for the long term. It took 3 full years for Shopify stock to reach a stock price of above $300 per share, reaching a 10-bagger for me. But it only took another 1 year for it to triple from that point, turning my investment from 10 times to more than 30 times. And that is the power of compounding. The longer we hold on to a winning stock, the bigger it will snowball. On the flip side of the coin, I want to share with you some of my worst investment as well. One of them is in the oil and gas industry. It's Chesapeake Energy. Chesapeake is an independent oil and gas company focusing on the shale oil and gas industry. I bought this company back in 2012 and I held it for 5 years. Yet at the end of it, I lost about 80% of my investment. If I have held on longer till today, I would have lost even more. When I first invested in it, the expectation and the growth potential of the shale gas industry is huge. And yet the company and the industry did not live up to those expectations. This showed me again that the future is unpredictable and we have to keep our ego in check when investing. Just because we have high confidence in a stock, that does not always mean that the stock will surely do well. It is important to have a well-diversified portfolio. Secondly, it also showed me to stay away from the commodity industry. Most companies operating in a commodity industry will not have the control over its future. If the whole industry goes into a slump, they will suffer as well, regardless of how well the company is managed. It is better to stick with companies with good pricing power, where management can control their future more directly. Another company I regret buying is GoPro. These guys. GoPro is a company that revolutionized the action camera. When its product first came to market, it completely changed how we record and view sport in a more intimate manner. I would say I was more optimistic about GoPro than Shopify when I invested in it back in 2015. For one, the company was profitable when I invested in it, yet I lost more than 70% of my capital when I decided to sell off the investment 4 years later. That is a reality of investing. We can never make money in every stock that we invest in. For every Shopify, you'll get a GoPro. My reason for investing in both companies is very similar. They are both unique companies, disrupting traditional industry and growing extremely well. Nonetheless, one worked out and one totally bombed. As investors, we have to be okay with some mistake along the way. The key is to manage our portfolio as a whole and size our investment properly. After learning from all these mistakes, I am able to form a more sustainable strategy to my portfolio and have been getting very rewarding long-term results since then. One of my favorite quotes about investing and also about life in general is fools say that they learn by experience. I prefer to profit from the experience of others. This means that instead of learning from our own mistake, we should also learn from the mistakes of others. And I hope by sharing my mistakes, you will learn something from it and help you make better decisions in the market. It took me more than 5 years of wandering around the market to learn these lessons. I hope you will learn from it and save 5 years in your investment journey. Thank you for your time. As always, my name is Stanley. Till we meet again, invest safely.